In a quiet village nestled deep in the heart of the eastern lands of Nigeria, there existed a market unlike any other. It was called Night Market. Now, this wasn't just any ordinary market. It didn't open in the morning, nor in the afternoon. In fact, if you visited the market square during the day, you would swear nothing ever happened there. The sand was untouched, no footprints, no wrappers, no trace of life. Dry. Silent. Still. But come midnight, everything changed. The once empty square would explode into life. Traders calling out prices, lamps glowing in the air, drums beating softly, and a strange, sweet aroma floating around like a charm. There were spices from distant lands, yams bigger than your head, fabrics that shimmered like moonlight, and voices, so many voices. People from nearby villages would flock there at night. They said the prices were cheap, the goods were always fresh, and somehow, whatever you needed, you would find it there. But there was one unspoken rule: never stay till dawn. At first, nobody questioned it. It was just tradition. Until one day, a young man named Chike decided to find out the truth. Chike was curious. Too curious. He was a student from the city who came back to the village to visit his grandmother. When he heard about Ikidi Night Market, he was fascinated. He asked questions, too many questions. The elders warned him, leave the market when the cock crows once. Never wait for the second crow. But curiosity, as they say, is the first ingredient in the soup of trouble. Chike planned carefully. That night, he went to the market like everyone else. He bought roasted fish, tasted palm wine that tasted like liquid gold, and even bought a book that told stories of the moon. As the first cock crowed in the distance, people started to leave. The traders began to pack, and the market started to dim. But Chike hid behind a stall and waited. At first, nothing happened. Then a soft wind blew. Then silence. Then laughter. But not the kind you hear during celebration. This one was cold, distant, hollow. Suddenly, the ground began to shift. Slowly, figures started to rise from the earth. First their heads, then their shoulders. Old, wrinkled. Young, smiling. Some had missing limbs, others had eyes that glowed like lanterns. They weren't the traders he saw earlier. They were the dead. These were souls who had once lived in the village. Traders, hunters, mothers, chiefs. At night, they came out not just to sell, but to interact, to finish the business they left behind when they passed on. But that wasn't the real twist. You see, Chike noticed something: some of the people buying from them were alive, and some were not. The living and the dead, trading together. One old woman approached Chike, her voice like dry leaves. "You shouldn't be here, boy. You see too much." Panicked, Chike ran. He ran so fast he didn't notice he was being followed. A young girl, maybe 12, caught up with him. She looked normal, until she smiled. No teeth. Just darkness. She whispered, "You bought from us, now you belong." The next morning, Chike was found at the market square, asleep, but with grey hair and dusty feet. His eyes were open, staring into the sky. They say he was never the same again. He didn't speak for days. And when he finally did, all he said was, "Not all markets are meant for the living." Since then, the people of the village respected the rules. They still visited night market, but they never overstayed. They never bought too much. And they always left before the second cock crowed. The lesson: sometimes, it's best not to chase every mystery. Not all questions need answers. Not all markets sell with money. And not every good deal is truly good. So, next time you hear of a market that only opens at night, ask yourself, who are you really trading with? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, like, comment, and subscribe for more African mysteries and folklore. See you in the next one.